Infinite script finding, like a lot of games, has its fair share of content only accessible via purchase using robux. In Infinite script finding's case, these things are known as script packs. Packs of 4 scripts that you can unlock via purchasing them. Originally, back in ye old game, these were simply known as admin scripts, where you would pay once and unlock them all. But now you have to buy each pack individually or altogether at a reduced yet still somewhat high price. Today, however, I want to talk about one of these specific packs in particular, the Wacky pack. This pack features 4 scripts, being Burger, Aaron, Trollman, and Big Man. So let's go through each of them and their abilities. Now, Burger actually used to be an old man of mine, so I feel as though I can speak to say that he is merely alright. Here's your run-of-the-mill M1 ability where he slaps the opponent, dealing a total of 35 damage, and flinging as well as ragdolling your opponent. This is good as it temporarily stuns them, allowing you to go into combos, but it also does good standalone damage. Burger Ray is an ability that deals 25 damage. It's a good ranged option, being able to be used at moderate distance from your opponent, but where this ability really shines is when your opponent is below 30 HP. When you hit your opponents with Burger Ray, when they are below 30 HP, they will transform into a burger, where they kind of become more like an object. They roll around and can still be killed. This makes it to where if you were going against a tricky foe, at least you could solidify the kill against them. Ketchup and Mustard is an ability that has Burger pull out ketchup and mustard guns that act as his main way of dealing ranged damage. They fire one after another when clicking M1 and have a similar, if not equal, damage to that of the Burger Ray. These projectiles deal 25 damage and also fling and ragdoll the opponent, meaning it is easier to solidify kills this way. Liquid Cheese Spill is a move where they create a large puddle of cheese on the floor, causing anyone stepping on it to become stuck and unable to move, but they can still use their abilities. The ability is especially good to lead into combos from, or to just gun down your enemy with ketchup and mustard right after it. Ground Pound is an ability where they do a huge leap into the air, like Split, and then slam a large burger patty into the ground. Anyone who stands on or gets caught under the patty will be dealt 20 burn damage roughly every 2 to 3 seconds. Chain Rail is an ability that is good to punish people who get stuck in your liquid cheese spill. This ability is Burger pull out a chain and fire it towards their target of choice via use of your mouse. This target is then pulled towards Burger and set on fire. This ability is also good for combos as it pulls your opponent towards you, allowing you to get a good slap in or even a liquid cheese spill to add even more damage onto the pile. Explode Burger Ray targets is a very interesting move. When you have your mouse hovered over a person who has been transformed into a burger via usage of the Burger Ray, when you press E, they will explode, dealing 70 damage. Easily one of the highest damage dealing abilities, possibly in the entire game if you're not counting sandbox scripts. Overall, Burger is a good script, especially compared to the other 3 here, and if they're in the right hands, can deal extremely good damage and can definitely be a worthy foe. Burger has insane combo potential, and the amount of moves that can lead into others is just wild. However, if I didn't have the Wacky pack, I probably wouldn't buy it solely to use Burger. Sure, he is a good script and is powerful enough to be Game Pass exclusive, I just wouldn't buy the Wacky pack just for them. Someone who does fit that mold perfectly actually goes to our next script, being Aaron. Aaron, Infinite Script Finding's favourite gourd. I can definitely see why Aaron is in the Wacky pack, as he for sure looks the part, but his moveset is where he really shines, so let's have a look at that. Leaping Pumpkin will have Aaron go full cartoon character, and faceplant slide across the floor for about 3 seconds. When you hit a player, or an NPC, 30 damage will be dealt to them. Basically Aaron's M1, but bound to a different key, but it does do, in my opinion, a bit too much damage, especially for such an M1 coded ability. Roll Out has Aaron do a big leap up into the air and spin around. Large Pumpkin, the same as his head, will then appear, except it has less aura because it has no glasses, and then roll along the ground in a straight line where Aaron was facing. When it comes into contact with a wall or solid enough object, it will create a large purple explosion. With this ability's 10-second cooldown, it makes it quite a good ability to be able to deal long-range damage from far away, as the rolling pumpkin can go quite far from where it is launched. Combined with its speed, it can easily make its way from one side of any normal-sized map to the other. Thrashing is a move that requires you to have a target, meaning you have to hover your mouse over either an NPC or a player for the move to work. When you use this ability on your target, purple flames appear on them and they fly up into the air before being flung in the direction you pointed when you activated the ability. This move is good during fights, as it can be used for you to make distance from your opponent while also dealing some damage to them. However, it is hard to use consistently unless your opponent is standing perfectly still, which chances are they won't be. Incinerator is one of their moves. Yeah, to be honest, I don't find myself using this move all that often, even if at all during play sessions. When this ability is activated, Aaron is forced to stand still and then spin their head around, creating small balls of purple fire that deal 30 damage on contact. To be honest, I have tried to use this move during fights, but my opponent either gets good hits on me because I'm standing still, or they don't touch any of the purple flames and therefore take no damage. Hothead is a move similar to Rollout, except with some major differences. When Hothead is activated, Aaron will fly high into the sky and charge up a huge pumpkin. Once it's released, it will aim for the closest target. If none are found, it will sit idle. When it has found a target, it will circle high above them, occasionally smashing down onto them from the sky, dealing 30 damage. This pumpkin will disappear after about 3 to 4 consecutive ground smashes. This is Aaron's highest damaging move by far, dealing up to 120 damage. Zoom is Aaron's mobility ability. When activated, Aaron will spin in the air for about a second, and then zoom in the direction your mouse is pointed. Because of this, you can move your mouse mid-zoom to put some curve on it, allowing for a more dynamic range of movement. Overall, Aaron is the highest damage dealing crypt in the Wacky pack. There's no debate or doubt about it. Combined with his many combos, high damage dealing abilities, fast mobility, and fairly short cooldowns, it makes Aaron a mighty foe to go against. Being hard to hit, with their ability sending them and you all over the place, beating a good Aaron player does require a good sense of spatial awareness. That's enough about this peculiar purple pumpkin. Let's move on to our next script, which is Trollman. Trollman is definitely the most wacky script in this pack, being a literal troll with a very weird assortment of weaponry, most of them stemming from Gmod. So, the first ability he has is Switch Weapon. Switch Weapon, bound to Q, is how Trollman is able to access his entire kit, and this allows him to switch between modes instead of having them all on one mode, which in my opinion is a good way to do it for a character like this. When Trollman is holding his revolver, he only has one move, that being shoot. When you press C, Trollman will hold the gun sideways and fire, releasing 10 pure white orbs. When these orbs come into contact with a player or NPC, they each deal 10 damage, dealing a combined damage of 100. The speed of these projectiles, combined with Shoot's practically non-existent cooldown, allows for them to basically become a Gatling gun, allowing for a constant stream of fire. However, while you're shooting, you are stuck in place and are unable to move. Switching to the physics gun, grab object has Trollman stand in place for a quick second before picking up what he pointed at. If he picks up a person or NPC that cannot move around, yet can still use their abilities. Trollman will hold on to the object for about 5 to 6 seconds before letting go, being able to move them freely as he pleases. When Trollman has an object held, he has the option to throw it. While this throw deals no damage to player or NPCs, it does do something to actual parts. Throwing a part, like a part of the map, turns it from a usual anchored part into actually having physics, meaning you can move it around beyond using the gun. This can also be used to make distance from an opponent, of course. When in blueprint mode, Trollman can insert spawnables, which are essentially just an object or a group of objects to form something. Currently, Trollman only has 2 spawnables, that being a smaller version of the Happy Home in Robloxia and the old Roblox car. Switch spawnable allows him to move between them, choosing where he can spawn. Insert spawnable lets Trollman actually insert the spawnable selected, being able to place said car or home into the physical world, meaning it can be collided with, moved around, etc. The car lets you or other people actually drive it, though from much personal experience it isn't exactly the best vehicle in terms of handling. The house I mainly use as a blocking tool, placing in front of opponents to be able to make extra distance on them, is what I would say if the house didn't spawn above them in the sky all the time. Overall, I would say Trollman is definitely the wackiest script in this pack, and for good reason. Not only looking super goofy, but having the ability to pick up other players, NPCs, and even certain parts of the map. It's a very unique moveset, and unlike pretty much any other in this game. His ability to insert new things into the map is also unlike any other, whether that's houses for cover, or cars for moving, and even racing. Big Bad is the last script in this pack, and is no. We have talked about this before, and I'm not doing it again. He sucks. If you need to know why, go watch my previous video about it to find out. I'm not talking about this guy again. Not here. Well, that's the Wacky pack, with a gigantic robotic burger, an extremely destructive purple pumpkin, the average G1 player, and a person with a hammer bigger than their own body twice. Truly is a colourful cast of characters. I guess it makes sense. It is the Wacky pack after all. Wacky's in the name. The rest of the Game Pass pack videos will release in a random order, so stay tuned for those. Also, a quick note, I will be away from the 31st to the 10th of August. During that time, there will be no videos. Sorry about that. If you did enjoy this video, which I hope you did, feel free to leave a like and maybe even subscribe on your way out. Well, that's all from me. I'll see y'all later.